午後3時20分、4人はメロンを食べウイスキーコークを飲んだ後、東京ヒルトンホテル地下の真珠の間で共同記者会見に臨みました。時差の違いで疲れてはいても明るく振る舞うビートルズでした。インタビューは代表質問の形をとって行われました。多くの質問に一言ずつ考えながらジョークを交え陽気に答えるビートルズの姿は実に爽やかなものでありました。4人の服装はというと、リンゴは黄色の地に薄い縦縞の入った上着に黒いスラックス、モッツルック典型のシャツに黒いネクタイ、ジョージはワインレッドのビロードの上着にベージュのスラックス、ポールはモスグリーン色のモッツルックのスーツ、シャツは薄いブルーでネクタイは紺地に白い花模様、ジョンはサーモンピンクのスーツ、シャツは紫の地に玉虫模様という派手な服装です。質問は東京音楽記者会、雑誌芸能記者クラブ、外国特派員協会の3団体の代表によって行われました。あなた方には熱狂的なファンが多く、歌が聞こえなくても満足しているようだがどう思っているのかという質問に、歌を聴きたいときはレコード、僕たちを見たいときはコンサート、ファンは分かっているんだと答えたのが印象的でした。
Two I've got now. Well, boy, certainly swell. I am here for
Oh, I brought you here today. Who's going to start it?
Which one's the audience? Hello?
あなた方は日本をどのような国と認識し、かつ何を期待して来日しましたか。
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, take them right up to your mouth.
Do they know the question?
Is it how do we understand Japanese?
How do you understand Japan?
Do you mean? What do we know about it? What?
Understanding that Japan did come to this country. I believe this is just
Turn the microphones up a bit.
Can you turn
Can
these
you
up?
make them louder? Hello? Hello? Hello?
What do we know about
What
it?
understanding of Japan did you come to this country with?
Yeah, we don't know much about Japan except what we've read or seen on film.
And we don't believe all that.
But it seemed like a good place, you know, it's pretty good, really pretty good. Wonderful.
Now, it is said that your fans are wild and frantic, and rather than appreciating music itself, they're satisfied just by watching you on stage, whether they hear you or not. What are your attitudes towards
Well, they
fans?
buy the records to listen to the music, and when we appear in person, they come to see us.
Oh, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as it's in a good...
They buy records to listen, you know, and when they come to see us, they just come to watch.
So we don't mind if they make a noise on stage.
How do you feel performing under such elaborate and pretentious security measures?
Very safe. Very safe. Is this on?
If the security is strict, then it's probably best for us and the people as well. But sometimes it's too strict. But the best situation is when it's just strict enough so that nobody gets hurt.
What are the reasons for the change of once rhythm-centered music gradually changing into a ballad type, especially, you know, commencing with numbers such as Michel or Yesterday?
Yeah. Well, we've always done both types of music, beat and ballad, and we haven't actually changed it right over from one to the other. We still both do both types.
思いついた動機は何か、将来流行るならどんなスタイルにするか、またニューヨークでメンバーの一人が髪をハサミで切った。
This is regarding your hairstyle, boys. What were the motives, the incentives which made you devise the present hairstyle? If you have any intentions of changing, what will the new hairstyle be like? And we hear over here that one of your members had his hair cut in New York. How did you feel then?
The New York bit was in Washington, and somebody cut a piece off.
Of whom?
Off me.
Oh.
That's why I'm telling it. And I was very annoyed at the time. So which way did you?
Changing your hair?
Yeah, I doubt if we'll be changing them for a while anyway. I think the next change will be when we go bald. And I've got mine now, so I could join the group. They all had it before me. That's all I can show.
The original idea was, it just happened, you know, we couldn't afford a barber at the time and we liked it long and it just developed into this.
Well, you couldn't afford a haircut, was that?
No. Well, not really, it was in the old days.
We still can't.
Now, do your family associate with one another socially, and how do you solve your public and private troubles? Do you?
Our families know. What's the rest of the question?
No, families. What families?
What? With each other?
Wife, son?
Which families? I mean, the old bit or the ones who... Oh yeah, our wives mix together. Our parents don't mix together much.
They do.
Well, no, I mean, they don't see each other every day.
But they see each other. Associate.
We don't have many troubles with each other, you know, so, and any ones that we do, we talk it over. Is that what you mean?
Now, here is a terrific question. You have attained sufficient honor and wealth, period. Are you happy?
Have we? Yes.
And what do you seek next?
Peace.
What do you think the differences are between Japanese fans of yours and teenagers elsewhere in the world?
I think the only difference with fans anywhere is that they speak different languages, that's all. That's the only difference. And they're smaller here.
Japanese are smaller.
Yeah. They're smaller.
The hostesses weren't small.
They are. Everyone's smaller here.
何を求めているか。
You have attained sufficient honor and wealth, period. Are you happy?
Have we?
Yes.
And what do you seek next?
Peace.
Here I am. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Do you understand what you mean? You don't understand what you see?
That's all right.
Do you talk Japanese?
No, it's all right. Don't worry.
Now, there are 3 questions submitted to us from the Foreign Correspondents Association of the United States. And
What do you think the differences are between Japanese fans of yours and teenagers elsewhere in the world?
About the average height.
Some Japanese say that your performances will violate the Budokan, which is devoted to traditional Japanese martial arts, and that you set a bad example for Japanese youth by leading them astray from traditional Japanese values. What do you think of all that?
It's, you know... Oh, sorry.
The thing is that if somebody from Japan, if a dancing troupe from Japan goes to Britain, nobody tries to say in Britain that they're violating the traditional laws, you know, or that they're trying to spoil anything. All we're doing is coming here and singing because we've been asked to. And we're not
more
trying to
singing than wrestling anyway.
Yeah. But we're not trying to violate anything, and we're just as traditional anyway.
Why do you think that you are popular not only in Western countries, but in Asian countries like Japan?
Because,
No,
go on, sorry. It's the same answer as before about the fans, that they're international. The only difference is the language. That's why, you know, all different kinds of people like us.
And also, because the East is becoming so westernized and closed, it's doing the same with music, you know. It's just happening that pretty soon we'll all be the same.
I
It's the
believe
same
I
answer
have
as before about the
the
fans,
lettering
that
right.
they're
Is this the MB
international. The
medal?
only difference is the language. That's why,
MBE medal, I'm sorry.
you know, all different kinds of people like us.
The MBE medal. Now, did you bring it with you?
It's becoming so westernized and closed. It's doing the same with music, you know. It's just happening.
On what
Pretty
occasions
soon
do
we'll all
you
be the
wear the
same.
medal?
We don't.
And other musicians have received this medal?
Yes.
Sellers?
Yes, not very many musicians, but lots of all sorts of different people get it.
No, anybody, but do you know of any musicians that have received this honor?
No.
There are musicians, but they're normally classical musicians.
Yes. Classical type they have?
Normally, yeah.
役所って英語で何て申しますか Now, this question is very technical. I don't know how to translate it. But when you receive a medal, you usually have a medal, and you have an abbreviated form of the thing that you wear daily. What is the professional word for that?
There's a small buttonhole thing.
Yeah, what do you call that?
It's don't know, buttonhole thing.
Like a ribbon.
Miniature.
Miniature, that's it.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Miniature.
Now,
But we didn't get those.
no, no,
Get
no.
it? No. You've got to buy those.
Oh, you have to buy those.
Yeah.
To buy those, can't afford it.
No, the question is, the one you show were the real ones, right? Now, why don't you wear them?
Why should we?
Afraid of
The thing
losing
is
it?
that people who wear their medals anyway are only showing off that they've got medals. And so, you know, if you've got them, there's no need to show them off. I don't think so anyway.
The gentleman asking the question has read an article saying that an old Englishman, you know the type, the Yorkshire type, the old Englishman once said that two things he does not like in England at the present moment: Rolls-Royce changing its model and the Beatles receiving a medal.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have to say
But
for
we
that?
don't like old men in England.
We don't like that. But we tolerate the old people, whereas they don't tolerate us.
you are all the time caged in your hotel except for performances, is there any pleasure at all except for the money in traveling abroad?
How much of a knowledge or how much interest do you take in the war that is going on in Vietnam now?
Well, we think about it every day, and we don't agree with it, and we think it's wrong. That's how much interest we take. That's all we can do about it, and say that we don't like it.
You are all the time caged in your hotel except for performances. Is there any pleasure at all except for the money in traveling abroad?
Yeah.
I'll let him translate.
Oh, sorry.
No, we enjoy it as well. Some of it's not, sometimes it's not good and sometimes it's good like any job.
And when we go away anyway, the main reason for going away is just so that other people can see us at the concert, so it doesn't really matter if we don't have a good time because it's for the other people anyway.
We're not on holiday. We don't expect to see any sights or have any fun, and if we get fun as well while we happen to be touring, well then it's okay, but it's a job as well.
How highly would you rate your own music?
We don't rate it, we don't sort of compare it and classify it like everybody else.
We're not very good musicians, and we never claim to be very good musicians. We're adequate, but not very good.
Well, what's the reason, do you think, for the tremendous popularity? Is it because people admire your talent, or...?
Well, I don't know, maybe they admire adequate music,
And
But,
He's having an attack.
You are entertainment for millions. What do you consider to be entertainment?
We don't.
We like mainly colored American groups. Those are the groups that we like best. I think that's our favorite kind of entertainment. Generally.
Would you pay £2 or £3 to go and see people like yourselves with that sort of music?
Yes, if we like them. Yeah. I paid 17 and 6 to see Bill Haley. I was 12. Broke me.
But why is it
So you
that
too
you
on the
think
same
that
show.
there is such half response to your music?
The first half.
Is there something in it of people finding you a handy opportunity to let off steam, or something of that sort?
There's no excuses or reasons for seeing us. People keep asking questions about why do they come and see us. They come and see us because they like us, that's all. There's nothing else to it. And they don't have to let off steam at our concerts. They can go and let off steam anywhere.
It's the equivalent of a sort of football match anyway for a girl. Yeah.
Do you think that the response that people give, which sometimes gets violent and hysterical, do you think this is a good thing? Are you happy to see people behaving in this way?
それでは、本日の記者会見を、これで、終了させていただきます。大変、記者の方、それからカメラマンの方、ご協力をいただきましてありがとうございました。それではこれで終了でございます。
At the end? Oh,
Thank you, goodbye. Mr. Getty?
Those three, can I give you